morning. Welcome to Yokohama. We are sitting in Yamashita Park on Tokyo Bay. Big waves. I thought I'd bring you down here to Yokohama. It is probably the biggest city in Kanagawa. Kanagawa is the prefecture I live in. It's the prefecture that's just south of Tokyo. So Tokyo is not in a prefecture. It is almost like Washington, D.C. It is its own little patch of little city. It's the biggest city in the world. But I live there. Hello, welcome to the stream. So today, as you can see, is partly cloudy. It's not as hot as it has been, but it is humid. How's the sound? Can you guys hear me? I can never tell if I'm being heard. So over there, that is the Bay Bridge. The Bay Bridge leads across the bay. Hence the name, Bay Bridge. And on the other side is Tokyo. It is a nice day out. It's early. I rode the train this morning with all the business peeps going to work. And they all looked really bummed to be going to work. And I was really happy to be going outside to walk around in this nice, albeit hot, Japanese summer day. So right now we are sitting in Yamashita Park. Yama is Japanese for mountain, and shita is like below or down or under. But there are not very many mountains around here, so I don't understand quite how it got the name. But that's what it's called. Yamashita Park. So, why don't we walk around, take a look, and see what there is to see. So behind me is the actual park. And they have a huge patch of sunflowers. So why don't we walk over here? Start the day with some beautiful sunflowers. It's Friday morning here, Thursday evening over there in the US. And we are walking around Yamashita Park in Yokohama. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. We are here in Yokohama. And this is Yamashita Park. It is on the bay. And they have all kinds of cool little flower patches in this park. So I figured this would be a cool place to start out. Check out some of the flowers. Yeah, let's take a closer look at these sunflowers, shall we? These are kind of small, but they are Back there you can see the bay and the Bay Bridge. We are on the Tokyo Bay, which is quite the bay. It's pretty big. So Yokohama was one of the first cities that opened up to trade with the United States back in the late 1800s. I want to say 1868, when Commodore Perry came over. It's an interesting story. Commodore Perry showed up in the bay with like 15 metal-clad gunships. And before that, Japan had been closed to any outside trading for close to 200 years. And they had no idea what these giant metal ships sitting in their bay were. And Commodore Perry sent out a group of men that said, "We're from America, open your doors, we want to trade with you." And they were like, "No, man, we've been shut down for 200 years. Why would we open up now?" And they said, "Well, you can open up your doors nicely, or we can just start bombing you." And they just started setting off cannons, but they weren't firing cannonballs. They were just firing charges and making a bunch of noise, and it freaked the ruling class out. And they decided, well, if those guys have that kind of weaponry, we are sorely underclassed, so maybe we should open up trade and get ourselves some gunships like that. So Yokohama and Shimoda and Nagasaki were designated as 3 ports that the Americans could come, trade, and do business with. So because of Yokohama being one of the first cities, a lot of the buildings around here kind of have that late 1800s, early 1900s style architecture, which is a little different from the architecture of most of Japan. Let's go look at some tiny trees. We got one right over here we can go see. This is a little girl with red shoes on. Looks like if you touch her shoes, you get good luck. So let's get some good luck. This is for all you guys in the chat. Getting good luck for you guys. From the little girl with red shoes on. Alright, let's walk over here. There seems to be some of these tiny pine trees that they like to sculpt. I'm not supposed to walk on the grass, so I can't get so close to it, but there are a bunch. We'll check them out. And this park is meticulously manicured. We have a whole team of people who are constantly out here weeding the flower beds, trimming the trees, making everything beautiful for us. Imoto-chan, yokoso, arigatou gozaimashita. Genki desu ka? Kyou wa chotto atsui desu ne. Sorry, I'm speaking Japanese to my Japanese little sister. She just joined the chat. Say hi. This ship over here, it doesn't move. For as long as I've been coming to Yokohama, this ship has been here. I think they parked it in the 80s. And I think it is a maritime museum now. You can go up on board, see what the cruise ships of the early 1900s were like. It is probably mired in the mud. I don't think it could move if it wanted to. It is called the Hikari Maru. Hikawi Maru. It kind of has those Titanic vibes. Ah, そうですね、みほちゃん、いいよ。オムライスは美味しそう、美味しそう。食べたいよ、食べたい。Wow, 16 years ago. That would be what, like 2009? My first trip to Yokohama was in 2005. I came here to see a band called Mo. And I found out at that time that there were kids here that like the same kind of music that I like. Ah, wakamono Miho-chan desu ne. Kawaisou. Hi. So over here we have a fountain. A lovely statue of a lady holding a vessel. Oh, I guess she's transporting water back to her family. I don't know. This is the city of Yokohama. So the city is on the bay, and we are on the edge of the bay. So we are on the edge of the city. In just a few minutes, we are going to venture into the concrete jungle. Yokohama is the home of the Dana Bay Stars, Yokohama Bay Stars, baseball team. And their baseball stadium is not far from here. So I thought that we would go there, but first, before that, Yokohama is also the home of Japan's largest Chinatown. How about now? Does that get these headphones to work? Is that better? Or can you take them out and just use the phone's microphone? That'll make it better. Yeah, I'm struggling with sound. I need a new microphone. I need a new setup. It works. How's that? Does that sound better? I got a guy over here on a weed whacker, so it's kind of noisy around me. But we are walking through the Future Rose Garden. The name of this little park is the Future Rose Garden. And like I was saying earlier, there are a whole crew of folks out here every day, pruning bushes, weeding the flower beds, and then just in general making this place beautiful for the visitors. We'll take a walk under this giant tree and say good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu, Ki-san. Yamamomo. This tree's name is Yamamomo. You can see here he's got a little name tag. Yamamomo. Yeah, the hard-working weed man. I'm trying to walk away from him because he's a little ちょっとうるさいですね。So here's another view of the Hikawamaru. Mountain Beach. I don't think that was a peach tree though, but a sweet name. We are in Yamashita Park, so maybe he's the peach of Yamashita. I don't know. Over here we have one of Japan's towers. I'm not exactly sure of the name, I'm sorry, I'm a bad tour guide. But we'll take one more small pass through this park, through this little garden, and then let's head over to Chinatown. It's kind of early, so I don't know what's going to be going on at Chinatown in the morning, but it's still beautiful, so we'll go check it out. But this is Yamashita Park. Thanks for coming and joining me on this stream. You know, it's always fun to hang out with you guys. We are on the drive for 500 subs. This is a drive for 5 live stream. And I know all you guys are already subscribed, and I thank you very much for that. But if you have any friends, anybody else may enjoy these live streams or these walks around Tokyo, these videos will be up permanently on the page once the live stream's over. It takes about an hour for the live stream to encode once I stop the stream. But once the stream is stopped, it will be on the page, and you can send links to your friends and say, hey, check out Yamashita Park. Look at this idiot walking around talking to his phone. And people do definitely look at me strangely because I look like I'm just talking to myself, but I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. Yokohama Sky Tower. Thank you, Miho-chan. Yokohama Sky Tower. I have not been up in it, but I did stay in a hotel right next to it on a pretty high floor, and it was a great view of the bay and the city behind us. Let's take a look at the Kanai area local vicinity. We are in the Kanai area. As you can see, we are here. Yokohama Stadium is here, and Chinatown is here. So we're gonna walk over to Chinatown real quick, and then after we leave Chinatown, we'll go check out Yokohama Stadium. All right, we got the light. Let's hoof it. So we are leaving Yamashita Park and headed for Chinatown. It's sunny today. It's not too hot. I would say maybe 85 degrees, but it has been hot here recently. The rainy season is officially over, which is good news. It didn't really rain all that much, but the rainy season is officially over, and now it's just hot season. Hot sui. These streams earlier in the day, before the heat of the day kicks in. The other reason is I want you guys to join me, and I'm trying to figure out a time that works best for you guys. If I were to do something in the evening my time, it's like stupid early in the morning over there, approximately 5, 6 in the morning. So I don't figure anyone's gonna wake up that early to come hang out with me. So I'll do the waking up early. Got up at 5, off to work at 6, had a cup of coffee, jumped on the train and headed for Yokohama. My train travel time was about 45 minutes and then about 15 minutes walk from the station to get to Yamashita Park. Here we are, coming up on Chinatown. And take a look at that gate. Chinatown has some really cool, ornate architecture. I hope to show you guys. Currently waiting on the light. I don't want to be like Norm and jaywalk. Hi, Norm. Plus, this is a big street, and I definitely don't want to get hit by a car. That would not be a good way to start off my Friday. It is officially Bon Odori season. Bon Odori is a traditional Japanese dance accompanied by taiko drums. And everywhere you go in Bon Odori season, there are Bon Odori festivals or Bon Odori Matsuris. And today is no different. I will be headed to one in my local area, as well as riding my bike to another one. We're trying to hit 2 Bon Odoris today. We're trying to hit another Bon Odori tomorrow. And I will be making a Bon Odori video for all of you. We're trying to see how many we can get to so that I can show you the different flavor. There's some are big, some are small, some are at temples, some are in the bus roundabouts in front of the subway stations. It's a great scene. Everybody joins in. It's kind of like a block party. And everyone dances, and they do the traditional Bon Odori dance. And it's kind of like an ancient version of electric shuffle. Everyone gets in a line and they walk around in a big circle, and in the middle of the circle is a giant tower with taiko drummers keeping the beat, and there's singers and they play music. There's food stalls. It's a great time, so you can see why I'm excited to go to the Bon Odori festival tonight and tomorrow. It would be a great place to do a live stream. However, like I was saying a little earlier, at that time of day, most everyone's asleep. So I figured I would just go and film, and then we'll edit together a cool video for you guys to watch soon. So of course in Chinatown, there is Chinese food. And these places are cheap and delicious. And boy, do they have some dishes, don't they? Let's continue on down and look at this big building. This thing. It's got the shisha out front. These are the lions that spirits. Yeah, the food down here is delicious. When it's evening time and all these places are open, they're pork bun stalls. Here's one right here. It's not open, unfortunately. But it's big for street food. So you'll come down here and you'll either go out to eat. I always want to do both, and I can't because I can't ever eat that much food. But I always want to go out to eat and then try to walk around and eat street food, and that just doesn't work. So every time we come down here, we go to a restaurant. So I told the lovely Risako-chan that next time we come down here, I just want to eat street food and walk around. Backing up across the street, I hope we don't trip, fall over. すごいね。そうですね。はは。できた。はははは。This kind little gentleman was just telling me about the sign here that I'm filming, and he's got a Baystars hat on, so I told him, "Oh, Baystars." I shall definitely do that. So desu. So suru. Okay, let's keep going. I think I want to go this way because I think down here is the temple I want to show you guys. But yeah, luckily it is not as hot today as it has been. But still, the humidity, it just makes you sweat. You just, the breeze is cool, your skin is cool, and no, you're still sweating. My last baseball game was last Saturday. It was the Dana Baystars against the Yomiuri Giants. It was here in Yokohama. It was a lot of fun. This, my friends, is a Bon Odori festival site. You can tell by all the colorful lanterns and the stage in the middle. And the stage in the middle will have folks dancing in a circle, and then as you can see, there is a circular track that goes around the stage where all of the folks from the public will dance, and people come in yukata, which is a cotton version of a kimono, and the guys wear their jinbei, which is a light summer clothing that keeps you cool in the hot summer days, and it's also the traditional garb of Bon Odori summer festivals. So it looks like Chinatown might be having a Bon Odori festival tonight. There are folks around setting up right now. But yeah, these lanterns here are a big sign, and the red and white striped bunting on this stage is very telltale of the Bon Odori festival. See, and it's set up in the middle, and you can see there's a space all the way around it where people will dance in a big circle. And anyone can join in. It's not restricted to strictly festival dancers. And folks will come and eat and drink beer and dance, and it's like a block party. I mean, it really is. It just shows you how long people have been having block parties. Just a chance to get together with everyone and throw down. right, we're on the move. We're on the move. Things are starting to open up around here, but it's still pretty deserted. This is a Chinese medicine shop. So anyway, while we walk, I'll show you guys. I got a haircut the other day. My hair's super short. Figure you guys might want to have a look at who's talking for a second. So, it's me. My favorite omatsuri tabemono, my favorite festival food. Ooh, that's a hard one. I love it all. I love the kushikatsu, meat on a stick type foods. I love onigiri. I love yakitori. All right, we're gonna check out this little street. It's pretty cool. It's got lots of lanterns hanging across it. And I feel like this is pretty much as Chinatown gets over here. And like I said, in the evening time, these streets will be packed. You can't hardly move. It's another good reason to be here in the morning before it gets too crowded. I like those bananas on a stick dipped in chocolate, choco banana. I think those are a lot of fun. And they also have candy apples. Candy apples are big over here during the Matsuri. So anytime you can find any kind of good food on a stick. They also have these strawberries. They're glazed strawberries with a candy coating. These are fake, of course, but you get the idea. These glazed strawberries on a stick, glazed grapes on a stick. You can almost get anything on a stick. Shumai, karaage. Shumai is like a little pork dumpling, and karaage is just like fried chicken nuggets. And these pork buns, man, these things are delicious. Octopus balls. I didn't know octopus had balls. Yes. Takoyaki. Takoyaki is delicious, but be careful. Takoyaki is dangerous. Abunai. They look delicious and you buy them and you're like, oh, this smells so good, and you bite into them and they are like lava on the inside. They get so hot on the inside. So when you get them, be patient. Give them a chance to cool down, because there's nothing worse than burning the roof of your mouth and your tongue and not being able to taste anything. I learned that one the hard way. You're like, oh, this is great. You pop it in your mouth and then it pops open and it's nothing but lava. And then you can't do anything with it. You could try to spit it out, but takoyaki is very famous in Osaka. Trying to get around this lady with a cart. It's very famous in Osaka. It's a very, very famous street food. And it's one of the cool things to have over there. God, this lady behind me. It's so good. I guess if you've ever had a conch fritter in America, it's very similar in that the taco, the octopus, is chewy. And the outside is a little crispy, but the inside is just doughy goodness. All right, I found it. I've been wandering around looking for the temple I wanted to show you guys. This thing is so crazy. We're approaching it from the back, so I'll walk around to the front. We'll walk up on the porch of this place and I'll show it to you. They've got some incredibly painted dragons. Yeah, it's very similar to a conch fritter. And you know how the conch on the inside of a conch fritter, conch, is a little chewy. And so is the octopus, just a little chewy. This place is about as intricate as you can get with architecture. But we're approaching it from the side, so it doesn't look so hot right now. But let's get around front real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like in all its glory. Dun dun dun. Start over here across the street so we can try to get the full glory of this place. Might be able to back out a little bit. Let's see. It doesn't want to let me. There we go. I remember the first time I came to Yokohama way back in 2005, and we walked past this place and I was just amazed. Take a look up here at the detail. The dragons up top. It is the year of the dragon this year. So these guys are zodiac appropriate for this year. And that's just the gate. Behind it is the temple. Let's go, let's walk up there. Let's check it out. Even the steps. The steps are so ornate. Got these dragon steelies going up the side. And then the front of the stairs are super engraved. Look at that. I'm not exactly sure how far up here I can go. I know that there are tickets to go inside. I don't really want to go inside because then I wouldn't be able to talk. It would be rude for me to jabber. I just want to thank my lovely little sister for stopping by. Arigato, miho-chan. Mari-kun ni otsukare-sama という。Otsukare-sama, Mari-kun. All right. Here's another version of a shisha. You can't smell it through the camera, but there's a strong scent of incense. They're burning incense in this giant incense urn right here. This thing right here is a giant urn full of incense. Here's a place where you can drop a coin take a candle. Just look at that. That's so crazy. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. I don't know why it won't let you comment. Maybe you're not logged into YouTube? I don't know. The internet. Who knows? It's a mystery. It's like magnets. How do they work? So yeah, if you're just joining the stream, we are in Yokohama, Chinatown. We started out in Yamashita Park along the bay and walked over here to Chinatown. And now we are exploring this beautiful Chinese temple in Japan. I'm not going to go too far up in here, but I wanted to show you these elephant incense urns. These carved elephants. Quite beautiful. Welcome, Ignatius Riley. Hope you've been doing well. And Miss Katie as well. I saw you in earlier. Thanks for stopping by. Here's the back of that giant gate. I always wonder how often they have to repaint this stuff. You know, this is out in the weather, and those colors are very vibrant. I wonder what kind of service or upkeep it takes. Look at this. See if I can zoom in on. Look at this little scene going on right here. It's like guys on horses, and they're marching past some castle or something. Crazy detail. But yeah, we are on our Yokohama walk on American Tour Heads in Japan live. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you have not yet hit that like button, please do so. And the reason is this. You always hear YouTubers say, like and subscribe. It just helps YouTube to know that people enjoy it, and therefore they will then suggest it to other folks. So, it always helps to hit that like button. Leaving a comment also works, because the more comments on a stream, the more YouTube thinks, hey, people actually like this fool. Maybe we should show it to others. All right, we are in Chinatown, in Yokohama, and that was one of the most beautiful and most ornate temples in Japan. So we're gonna head out of Chinatown right now and head over to my favorite place in Yokohama, the Baystar Stadium, before we wrap it up and I get back on the train and go home and act responsible and try to work. So let's turn you guys around so you can see where we're headed and make our way out of Chinatown. Hope you enjoyed seeing the streets of Chinatown. If I see any cute little side streets on the way out, we'll take one of those. It's always nice to walk down the tiny streets, the ones with all the... Ooh, here's a blast from the past. This is Chinese Street, Yokohama in 1910. Kind of a glimpse at what this place was like way back in the day. And we're walking and we're walking. I'm gonna go up here and check out this gate. Just love all these big gates marking the entrance to Chinatown. Yeah, that's kind of a thing here in Japan. Everything is super clean. The streets are clean. The bathrooms are clean. The public toilets are amazing here. There's nothing like getting off a train after having a few beers and just having a nice public toilet to go to. It's not like you have to sneak into a Starbucks, stand around like you're looking for your friend, and then slink off into the bathroom. You just walk right in and use the bathroom. That's what they're for. As you can see, the architecture around Yokohama outside of Chinatown is very modern. It is the biggest city in Kanagawa. And Kanagawa is the prefecture I live in. My city is Kawasaki. And that's just about 15 minutes north of Yokohama by train. So I don't live too far from here. I'm pretty close, and when you ride the trains, it's always awesome because they're super cold. They keep them nice and air conditioned. So it's almost one of those things where you get to your stop and you're like, oh, do I have to get off the train and go out into the heat? But we're walking in a weird direction. I need to get on a different street because we're trying to go to the stadium, but we are headed towards the train station, which is not quite the direction we should be going in. Leave it to me to get lost. We are walking through the streets of Yokohama. I'm so glad to have you guys with me. This has been a long time dream of mine to be able to live stream, be able to show you guys what I see on a daily basis. Okay, let's take a left here. If I can do something, bear with me, folks. Yeah, as you guys may well know, I am exactly where I want to be. My friend Alex in Brooklyn knows this really well. I've been talking about this for a very long time. So finally made it, you guys. I'm walking down the street with Japanese characters that say, this street is narrow, watch out for trucks. And if you've just joined the stream, thank you for joining. We are in Yokohama, in the Kanagawa prefecture. And we're just doing a little early morning walk around the city streets to show you guys what it's like here. Show you guys kind of the architecture and the layout. streets are very small, and often they don't have sidewalks. These streets have sidewalks, but often you'll come across streets with no sidewalks and people just walk right down the middle of the road like it was nothing. So forgive me if I end up walking in the middle of the street. Don't worry. It's it's a thing that people do over here. I'm not being a rude foreigner. So as we're walking through these streets, I want to thank everybody for joining me. We are on the drive to 500 subscriptions. Trying to get 500 subs, it's our goal. And this is a drive to 5 live stream. Walking around, checking out the town, showing you guys these tiny little Japanese cars. You don't see much graffiti in Japan, but you do see it. Hey, 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 awesome graffiti or murals. Well, there's a little bit, but I wouldn't call it awesome or a mural. Well, let's take a look. We'll see if we can find something. People are pretty clean around here. You don't see a bunch of tags. You don't see a bunch of stickers like you would in New York. Right now over here, it's starting to get a little warmer. When I first started, it was about 85 degrees and kind of overcast. You can kind of see that it's kind of overcast, but not where the sun is. Over here, the sun is beaming down, so it's humid and it's sweaty, but you know, no place I'd rather be. The rainy season has ended officially, so that's a good thing. We had a pretty light rainy season this year. Usually during rainy season it just kind of drizzles all day every day, but this year it wasn't quite that bad, and now it's just hot season. The end of summer, August and September, is usually pretty hot and usually pretty humid. Hello. So today has not been that bad as far as weather. I was afraid it was going to be really hot, and it might yet get hotter. It's still around 9 o'clock in the morning here, so it's that kind of weather where you go outside and you're immediately sweaty. You get out of the shower and you immediately start sweating. It's not that it's like searingly hot, but living on an island, it's surrounded by water, it gets very humid. So that is the state of the weather today. It looks like it could rain. Yesterday was crazy weather day. It was normal kind of everyday weather, and then around 5 o'clock, just a humongous thunderstorm. We are in Chinatown, and there are a lot of restaurants. We just visited a giant ornate temple, and wouldn't you know it, I just found another one. I can't even get far enough back to show you the whole thing. Hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. Come on, zoom. There we go. This is a separate temple. going to go check out the stadium grounds. And I'm going to show you what a big league ballpark looks like in Japan. So we'll take a little bit closer look at the inside of this temple before we go. But that's what's coming up on the agenda. I was at a game last Saturday and they have big screen TVs outside where you can watch the game. You just wander up to the park and stand outside and watch the game. I love these lions, guardians of the temple. They're always so cool, and every one of them is always unique to the temple. All right, so let's go on and head out. We have some iconic Japanese vending machines. Can't walk more than 50 yards without finding some latte from Georgia, some green tea, or also some Coca-Cola. Wow, these guys have Dr. Pepper. You don't see much Dr. Pepper in vending machines over here. My wife tried Dr. Pepper for the first time last week and she's like, I love Dr. Pepper. Things we take for granted. So, my favorite soda over here is melon soda. It's green. It's syrupy sweet. I try not to drink it too often, but you'll go to these restaurants that'll have free fountain drink soda machines. Well, not free. You pay for the all-you-can-drink, and I just love the melon soda. It's definitely one of my favorites. I keep feeling like this Mokumachi is not the place I want to be. It's a necessity that we gotta walk this way, unfortunately, but right up here at the next corner we're gonna take a right and get out of this highway, urban hell. But thanks for walking around with me. I really appreciate you guys joining me. It's a lot of fun to be able to show you guys the life and times over here. Even if I am being drowned out by a bunch of trucks, I'm sorry. We're gonna get off this street right now and go this way. In the distance, you can see Chinatown. We're kind of zigzagging around. I feel like I just walked around the block. Yeah, so the big thing over here are really small, narrow cars called K-cars. All the streets in Japan are narrow, so they make these little narrow cars, these little tiny wheels. And they can fit down these narrow streets. Here comes a K-truck. You can see that it's tiny. The wheels are tiny. Hi, Jet. But it's kind of a necessity when these streets were made. You know, of course, it was foot traffic, horse traffic only. So all the buildings were built, and you can't really expand the street without, I guess, rebuilding the buildings or taking out the sidewalks. So they've just kind of accepted their fate and built their cars to fit the small streets. out in the countryside, you'll see, you know, larger roads, bigger cars. But here in the metro area, you will see a lot of K cars, little K trucks. They're so cute. They're almost like little Tonka toys. This is Yokohama. We are in the Kanai neighborhood of Yokohama. We are south of downtown. All the giant skyscrapers and business centers are downtown. We are just a bit south of that, right on the border of Chinatown, and coming up to Yokohama Park. We have been going for about an hour, you guys, so we're gonna head over to this park real quick and show you the park grounds. And then I don't want to go forever. I'm having a, but there's a secret. My home ballpark has a secret, and I want to show it to you guys. It's so secret that I didn't even know about it until the game last weekend, when I took a different train to get there. So I was walking from a different direction, and I got to the corner of the grounds, and I was like, oh, I'll just cut through here, go to my gate. And then I was like, whoa. So if you guys know anything, you know that, or anything about me, you know that I'm amazed with manhole covers. This is an NTT cover, which is more of a, not really like a sewage cover, but more of like electronics wiring kind of cover. And it's got a map on it. You can see the ballpark here, Chinatown's here, and we started out here in the park by the bay. I just love these things. I love how intricate they get. There's the Yokohama Sky Tower and the Kawahiwa Maru, the boat we saw earlier. So yeah, if you can barely see it between the tree and the building, is the edge of the stadium. Kind of did some circles in Chinatown as the streets are a little confusing, so forgive me for taking a little bit to get over here, but hopefully you're enjoying this walk as much as I am. Uh-oh, Urasai. Oji-san. Oji-san is Japanese for old man or grandfather. So if someone calls you Oji-san, they're probably not complimenting you. Oji-san! Or they're joking around with you that you're an old man. But you'll see these guys sitting out, holding court, and talking at the top of their lungs. And they are Oji-san. The word for old woman, grandma or aunt, is oba-san. And it's funny, the longer that you hold the ba or the G is the older they are. So Oji-san is like your uncle. Oji-san is like an old man. Oba-san is like your aunt. And oba-san is like old lady. So if someone's annoying you and you want to insult them in Japanese, you can call them oba-san for women and oji-san. You know, those old guys, they don't have have anything to do all day. They don't work anymore, so they'll get their coffee and they'll sit around outside and talk. Just so you guys know, there are YWCAs and YMCAs. You can get yourself clean, you can have a good meal, you can do whatever you feel. So YMCA and YWCA have made their way to Japan. There's one in my neighborhood, and the reason we used to go to the YMCA all the time was to swim in the big public pool. So I'm trying to find a swimming pool that I can go swimming in. I used to have an apartment in Atlanta with a swimming pool, and we used to hang out in the swimming pool, get out of work, go just lounge around in the pool. I miss those days. So I've been trying to find a swimming area. Here we are, folks. Look at this. Look at this marvel of modern architecture. The home of the mighty Bay Stars. And the stadium that holds a secret. Let's go find the secret. Now, it is cicada season. Sure, you can hear them. They are annoying. Hear that? Hear how loud that is? Those are insects. That's all. We're gonna cross over this little overpass so we can get across the street to the stadium. Sorry, I haven't seen any interesting murals or any fun graffiti. I've been looking, but I haven't seen anything yet. Ooh, look at that place. Yeah. Yokohama Stadium, home of the Bay Stars. And you guys know me, I love baseball. So when I moved to Japan, I had 2 full leagues of baseball teams to try to choose from. And how do you choose a team? The way I chose my team was, what's the closest stadium to my house? I want to be a local supporter of the local team. And who's got the coolest colors? So I'm a big fan of blue. And Kanagawa is my prefecture, so it was the Yokohama Bay Stars for me. And I've had a lot of fun. I've been to probably 6 or 8 games this year. It's just gotten hot. I'll be going to a bunch more games in September when it gets a little cooler. I went to a game last weekend? Whenever the 27th was, I guess that was last weekend, right? All right, here it is, guys. So here is the front of the stadium. You can see down that way, it's the big plaza where everyone comes in and goes into the gate. But right here is the secret I found last weekend when I came in from this direction. I was like, what is this little entrance to? Well, it's Japan. So you can kind of guess that the ballpark has a Japanese garden on the ground. It's got a lake. Ooh, look, you see that turtle? There's a turtle over there on the rock. Let's get a little closer, maybe we can see him. It's got a traditional Japanese garden on the ballpark property, which I thought was a super cool hidden feature. And there are tons of turtles in this lake. They're swimming all around. Can you see them? I can zoom in on them. Now they're going away. They heard me coming. They heard me walking up and they're like, loud American. We are in Yokohama. We're gonna walk around, checking out the checking out this really cool Japanese garden attached to the Yokohama Bay Stars Stadium. Ah, Oji-san is feeding the fish over here. Let's walk around, see if we can get a good look at some of the fish. So, you know, if the game's not going that well, you can come out of the game, you can sit here in the peaceful park and collect your wits. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have probably been to a professional baseball game in the States. Over here, you have re-entry. You can leave. You can walk outside, you can go to the convenience store and get yourself a bottle of sake, and since you can drink on the street, you can go to the convenience store, buy some sake, drink it on the way back to the gate, and then walk right back in. They don't care. Free re-entry. Alright, let's look at these turtles. You guys see them? Maybe if I put my sunglasses in here. That didn't help. This pond is teeming with turtles. I'll put them all in a box and ship them to you. I don't think they would let me get close to them. But look at them. There's got to be like 30 or 40 of them. They're all over the place. And then we had a crow hanging out with me, but he was camera shy, so he flew away right before I could get him on tape. So yeah, this is on the stadium grounds. There's the bleachers, the back sides of the bleachers, and then right below it is the secret that I found last weekend. I was a little late and I was hoofing it, and I was kind of coming in from the corner over there, and I could see the stadium, and I was like, well, this is stadium ground, I'll just enter here. And I was like, whoa, there's a park here. I will take you around and show you the true front of the stadium so you can get it in its glory. And then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to sign off, you guys. I'm getting a battery warning. I started out with 100%. I can usually go about an hour to an hour and a half on a live stream with my battery. So it's kind of getting there. But we'll leave this peaceful little Japanese garden and come out into baseball land. You know we're in baseball land when you start seeing a bunch of people in baseball uniforms. So this over here is kind of like the main entrance to the park. This is the way I normally come. My train station is that way. My normal train station is that way. So I usually just walk down this street and walk straight in, so you can kind of see how I never really noticed that park over there until I came out the wrong door of my station and was coming from a different direction. We are at Yokohama Stadium, home of the Bay Stars. If you're looking for a Japanese team to follow, I suggest the Bay Stars. They're not the Yankees. The Yankees of Japan would be the Tokyo Giants. They're the like cliche team. Everyone comes to Tokyo and they're like, oh, baseball, oh, Giants. The Bay Stars are more like the Braves. They're a good, solid team. They've been around forever. Baseball over here is serious. I saw a map recently. It's like one of those silly maps where they're like countries ranked by their favorite sport. And of course, you know, America was football, American football. Most of Europe was soccer or football. Japan was the only country that had baseball as their national pastime. They even have their own lager. Yokohama Brewery makes Bay Stars lager. And it is delicious. This is what you buy in the games. Can you guess how much a beer costs inside the stadium? A craft beer, a lager from Yokohama Brewery. Unlike the United States, where beers are $15 to $19, over here a beer is like $5. So you can get Asahi for 700 yen for the normal size, or 14 for the double size. 14 works out to about 10 bucks. 7 works out to about $5. And what's funny is mixed drinks are cheaper. These are whiskey highballs. This is a lemon sour. This is a whiskey highball. The mixed drinks over here are cheaper than beer, which I always find funny. I seem to have stumbled upon some sort of baseball camp. Look at all these kids. All these little baseball teams. I guess they're using the park. Okay, guys, we hit them. We hit all three sites that I was trying to hit today. We started out in Yamashita Park on the bay. We made it through to Chinatown. Saw a couple of really ornate temples, and then we ended up with my favorite place in Yokohama, Bay Stars home stadium, Yokohama Stadium. It is starting to get a little warm, you guys. So I am going to sign off. I'm going to let you guys get back to your evening. I'm going to hop on a nice air-conditioned train, head back to my house, and act like a working human sitting in front of a computer. So I want to thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for joining me. It was a blast having you along. I enjoy these walks. I love talking to you. I love seeing your comments. We'll probably do another one of these next weekend. And then August the 24th, I think it is, we're going on a road trip down to Ito in Shizuoka. So I'm going to try to do a morning stream from down there on my Sunday morning, your Saturday night. I think it would be interesting to walk around the streets down there and see what it's like in more of a countryside setting. It's like a coastal beach town. We're going down there for a giant fireworks display. So I hope to see you then. I will definitely let you guys know the next time I'm about to go live. If you missed part of this live stream, it should be up on the channel within about an hour. It takes YouTube about an hour to format the video and get it up for you, but it should be there. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining Alex. Thanks for joining Confetti Constellation. Everyone that was here before and everyone that has come along in previous streams, thanks. So keep your eyes on the road, and as always, stay safe out there. I'll leave you with a little, come on now. Leave you with a little panoramic of the All right, guys. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.